welcome back to the Minx28 YouTube channel. Appreciate you for tuning in once again. It's been a bit of a stressful few days for me. The stress is still very much there, but we're pushing through. And I appreciate all the support and words of wisdom and encouragement from friends and family and whatnot in this moment. It seems like I'm always having a moment. I would greatly appreciate it if I could stop having moments. But anyways, in the YouTuber content creator space, and this time, just like so many other times before, the moment is centered around some very disgusting allegations, accusations, rumors that involve essentially CP, or at least speaking to children in a certain way with them around that shouldn't be. It's just, I'm so tired of this shit constantly happening. And before we get into it, let me preface this. The person who is accused of some strange, very disgusting, weird things is trans, okay? And that has nothing to do with her actions at all. If you correlate the two, then we could just say straight men beat the shit out of all women. Straight women, I don't know, fucking hate all men.
Go on.
That's the same correlation you're making. So if you're trying to corroborate those two, go fuck yourself.
Well, that depends. Can you go fuck yourself?
If you're not trying to corroborate those two and are just looking at this thing for the facts, congratulations, you're human, logic, and have a level of reasoning that most Americans don't. Today's content is essentially focused on Mr. Beast and a member of his crew, his team, that he has had to defend before, when she came out as trans. And there was a lot of accusations and things back then, which, if I'm being honest, the past controversy has literally no bearing or standing ever. But this controversy does lend itself to some interesting, weird situations or credence. And so let's get into it. So we're going to look at this NBC News article, which goes over a little bit of the current situation. And to preface this, it's got obviously child grooming discussed, just a whole plethora of things brought up. But it's just, a lot of it seems just really off and strange. And I don't just mean the context of the allegations, too. Ava Chris Tyson, a longtime friend and collaborator of YouTube star Jamie Donaldson, better known as Mr. Beast, announced this week that she is leaving the channel after online commentators accused her of grooming. Tyson regularly appeared on the Mr. Beast channel, which features outrageous challenges, elaborate giveaways, and high-spending comparison videos. Donaldson has 305 million YouTube subscribers, it's actually 307, making his channel the most subscribed to on the platform. Tyson, who is a transgender woman, has been subject to attacks against her identity in the past, and Donaldson has defended her. Recently, Tyson was criticized for developing a relationship with a minor online, beginning when the person was 13 and Tyson was 20. The controversy began after a video in June analyzing online interactions between Tyson and the minor, who goes by LavaGS online, gained traction on YouTube this week. More online commentators have been scrutinizing public posts between Tyson and LavaGS on X and Discord, including some referring to nude photos, sex, and hentai, meaning anime pornography. So one of the things that I kind of think a lot of people need context in is Mr. Beast, Ava Chris Tyson, the whole original group were edgy, like, white kids when they first started and before they started the YouTube. They were edgy white kids. You know, the white kid that in today's world probably is edgy because he says the N-word regularly. But back then, it was more like, you know, kind of Reddit language. Like, was their main functional language and thought. And so they were both looking at items like, if you've heard of Chadman, apparently he makes cartoon or art, children being the context, in a pornographic way. These Discord channels were essentially just replicants of that, but on the internet, in the enclosed space of the Discord server, which is just wild considering Mr. Beast knows his fan base is mostly children. So most of the people who will be in these Discord channels are likely going to be children. Now, I'm not saying Mr. Beast was allowing this grooming or even aware of it.
Did you know? Did you know? Did you know?
Don't per se really know. There are belief and accusations that he was in this Discord channel, did check it kind of regularly, and did respond. But it seems to not be a clear situation on that, so I don't know.
At 12:15.
Yeah, it was 12:15. Exactly. If I'm not mistaken, it was
Now
12.
you see something? Now you see now. You done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
I
See what I'm saying?
I thought.
No, so, you know what I'm saying? That you done fucked up now, you know that, don't you?
Yeah,
You know you done fucked up, don't you? You know it, don't you?
Yeah, and then for Ava Chris Tyson, the whole situation is like, these are kids. These are kids, and you're having an adult conversation. Now, let's be real. I don't know if any of the Shadman stuff was shown in the Discord. It might have been. But if it wasn't, and if it was maybe just like very pornographic jokes, most of the group chats between people, I'd say probably like age 21 and older in today's world, are more or less very sexualized group chats. Okay, that's just what it is. We don't have really filters when we're in our friend circles. That whole thing of like, guy talk and stuff like that. And to a degree, some of it is like it's okay, but some of it is obviously crossing a fucking line. And Ava Chris Tyson crossed the fucking line because the situation and location she is doing the stuff in is full of minors. Okay, that's the issue. It is full of minors. In a post on X announcing her departure, Tyson denied the grooming allegations. So I had those put up here. I'm just going to take a look at those. And yeah, so I would like to apologize for any of my past behavior or comments if it hurt or offended anyone. It was not my intent. Seeing recent events, we've mutually decided it's best I permanently step away from all things Mr. Beast and social media to focus on my family and mental health. To lump these two factors together to create a narrative that my behavior extended beyond bad, edgy jokes is disgusting and did not happen. In past years, I have learned that my old humor is not acceptable. I cannot change who I was, but I can continue to work on myself. I don't want these accusations to impact the hundreds of people who work at Mr. Beast, which is why I have stepped away. Having said that, I humbly apologize to anyone I have hurt with my unacceptable social media posts, past actions, and to those who may feel betrayed by how I used to act online. I want to add I never groomed anyone. The person who gets brought up in these accusations, Anddddd, has vocally supported that they are false. So, Anddddd has definitely come out and commented on this, and it seems like he's basically saying, like, I wasn't groomed or anything. And to a degree, there is validation in his statement, because one, Lava's 20 now, okay, as you can see here. Now, has that per se time for him to process what he did see and experience? I have no idea. That's a Lava question. And Lava seems to basically say, yeah, I have processed this and nothing happened. Were the jokes and comments disgusting? Maybe a bit edgy? Probably. But that's about it. And considering he's the victim here, one of the victims here, it kind of puts you in a situation where you kind of have to give credence to that. And since we're giving credence to that, like, I want to go through some of his tweets. I have seen the leaks. While not as nearly damning as everyone thought they would be, there are a few individuals in leaks who deserve to be investigated. One named Milk, who is an IRL friend of Chris and the same age as them, was someone me and I'm Brain Freak grew to despise. And I'm sure he will agree with me on that. He was a disturbed individual, and we fought tooth and nail with Chris to get him banned, which did eventually happen. I encourage you all to read through them thoroughly. At one point, I was an edgy teenage Gmod kid, and said some weird shit to be jokes. I also had very, very right-leaning views. I joined the Discord to work on it in what I believe around Christmas 2017, early 2018. My memory from this Discord is very limited, and I only remember major events. I wasn't involved in any not safe for work channels, as you can tell from the leaks, which is probably why I don't remember it. 2021 was the last time I was ever affiliated with anyone from Mr. Beast, and only recently came into contact again, so it could be put into contact with Drama Alert. There were some strange conversations that happened. I'm honestly glad that these leaks came out, as they show a very different time of the internet. Hopefully these leaks can be an effective piece of evidence for the third-party investigation Mr. Beast has hired. I again am stating that I am not a victim, but there are many other allegations, Shadman, SA victims, etc. I have seen that I strongly condemn and hope they are investigated and the proper action is taken. I think those who reached out to check on me, and where I worry for those who reached out and said some heinous shit in my DMs. I think I'm a brain freak and a team for releasing these leaks, because they definitely can be a useful tool for investigations. For those thinking I was paid off or forced to sign an NDA regarding this, that would be very irrational for anyone to do. I don't know. This is a very fucked situation. Like, apparently there's some other person named Milk. There's edgy comments in the Discord. Whether it's in the safe for work or not safe for work channels means absolutely fucking nothing, because it's conversations that just shouldn't happen if the Discord knowingly has members who are under fucking age. You cannot just like conversate with loose lips, because that shit sinks the hell out of ships, okay? And Mr. Beast is currently experiencing a lot of unwanted, obviously, backlash from this whole situation. I personally think it is warranted because of the way Mr. Beast operates. I think it's a little bit grimy, but that's just my personal opinion. So let's look at Mr. Beast's response. Over the last few days, I've become aware of the serious allegations of Ava Tyson's behavior online, and I am disgusted and opposed to such unacceptable acts. During that time, I have been focused on hiring an independent third party to conduct a thorough investigation to ensure that I have all the facts. That said, I've seen enough online and taken immediate action to remove Ava from the company, my channel, and any association with Mr. Beast. I do not condone or support any of the inappropriate actions. I will allow the independent investigators the necessary time to conduct a comprehensive investigation and will take any further action based on their findings. Look, that just all reads as kind of like political talk to me, mainly because, as I'm going to show real quick in a video.
This before the Chris stuff came out. I was also going to come out about the Chris stuff probably in part 2 or 3. Because I see a lot of people saying like, oh, if you knew, why didn't you come forward? Why didn't you go to the authorities? Well, I was going to come forward. And also like going to the authorities isn't going to work, because what are you going to say? Like, you heard rumors that this person is this way, or that, you know, there's obviously evidence of like the Shad-based stuff. Like, that's been out for a while. People have internally known at the company that like Chris is kind of a potential minors attracted person, and the company protects her, or they were protecting her, and they protected her as long as they could. Jimmy knew, everyone knew. So, you know, which I think that's more of a red flag than anything I'm going to reveal in this video. But, you know, those messages happen in like Mr. Beast Discords, and yeah, I don't know. It's a mess when like Mr. Beast contestants are being exposed to like minor attracted persons and the company's protecting them. You know, there's a big emphasis at the company of like how to manipulate children, like understanding their psychology and everything, and like seeing that that's sort of used in weird ways. And, you know, there's been like parasocial relationships and, encouraging like almost children simping for these people, and maybe that's as nefarious as it gets, or maybe it goes deeper.
So, yeah, I mean, this situation is weird because it seems like there is this whole thing around it of everyone at Mr. Beast had some inkling. So that's how I'm like, Mr. Beast can give his response and make it this like political thing of, oh, I'm gonna be investigating it, da 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 da. This person has been separated or fired or let go, whatever fancy way of writing it up he wants to do. And then Ava can respond her way. But I think until a thorough like investigation by law enforcement is carried out and this Discord messages are rummaged through, it's like per se difficult to figure out what's going on, because one of the people who is claimed to be the victim is saying, Ava said some edgy shit, but I didn't feel, like a victim or any of that. But also, like, if you look at it, it's like, okay, when you say edgy shit and you throw in names like Shadman, who makes CP material, and then other situations like that, and also just like some of the Discord messages are, like it's a hard situation to just like not really per se conclude anything, but it's a hard situation to like ground down. This is one of those moments where you want to find someone to put your focus on, and everyone wants to put their focus on Erica Tyson because she is trans. Like, when the whole question should be like, who in this Discord, including Ava Chris Tyson, was sending some awful shit? And yes, you were young or whatever, but you weren't a minor. You were 20, okay? And it seems like you've been doing this on the fucking reg.
You disgust me.
We don't know how many kids you've exposed to this shit, whether it was in the not safe for work or the safe for work. It's a channel that children have access to. It's just a really fucked, really disgusting situation. And I think the best thing for people on the internet and all this stuff to do as like these like sleuths and shit is take a step back, let authorities handle it and investigate, and just kind of breathe for a second. Like, so far we've only really heard from one person that was a victim, but there are some videos out there showing like some really strange situations. Like, you can't see the images, thank God. The images are sent along with the context of a weird, disgusting, dirty joke. And if you want to look this stuff up, you can. I don't per se recommend it. Researching this, I just kind of felt disgusting all the way throughout. But then again, this is YouTube, and constantly it seems like even the Golden Boys are basically one fucking controversy away from something involving children. And that's concerning to me. It's like, at what point is YouTube going to start like coming down with the hammer on shit like this? This is happening too much, and quite often it is minors that are in the crosshairs of seeing and witnessing some disgusting stuff. If Mr. Beast knew, if he knew, it's like it's done. Like, on all the other shit that he's doing, like, I'm not saying I could let the manipulation of his child subscribers into essentially gambling slide, but compared to this, it's something that I can just kind of like ease over. Because a lot of that is these kids are getting that money from their parents, and it's kind of partially on the parents to stop the child from buying Mr. Beast's shit from some manipulative tactic Mr. Beast does, where he says like, oh, the next 5 minutes we're going to do a drawing for someone if they buy this shirt, and I'm going to put an iPhone in the package along with the shirt and shit and stuff like that, which he has done ever since his channel basically started rapidly growing. He has basically been running illegal lotteries. which don't take much scrutiny to clarify as illegal lotteries. His other stuff like faking videos, I don't think anyone truly thought every fucking video that came out from Mr. Beast was real. Okay? The issue with those, in my opinion, is not the faking of them. It's the factor of not every contestant is like informed. And if you look at Dogpack's video, which is the guy who I just played that was talking, his video is like an hour long and it goes into detail about all this stuff. And it's like a genuinely good watch. I would recommend it. And it's basically just like how he manipulates every part of these games. And apparently, I did not know this, you cannot like do that. That's illegal.
That's fucking illegal.
You can't manipulate game shows. I figured you couldn't manipulate ones like based off of just like a moral thing and like the rules of the game, but no, you like literally are like it's illegal to manipulate if not everyone is informed or aware, right? And there are certain degrees to this illegality based off of like the prizes, the money, etc., so forth, and also just the way contestants are treated in these games, and also who's actually in the games. So it's just Mr. Beast's iceberg just continues to grow more and more and more. And I have posted below some videos on this situation as well as Dogpack's video examining a lot of Mr. Beast's content, and also just some other things on the topic, as well as links to the Twitter post by Ava, Chris Tyson, Lava, and Mr. Beast. Are we going to get an answer on this situation? Don't think immediately. We do know that Ava has at least stepped away. Kavos' video goes really hard and in depth into some of the messages. Again, if you want to look at that, it's up to you. But I think at the bare minimum, Ava getting out, whether fired or left of her own accord, is good. Because again, Mr. Beast's channel is vastly propped up out of those 307 million people, which would make him like number 4 on the chart of like population by country. A lot of them are still in these discords and still interacting with these Mr. Beast employees and these guys who have a history of being edgy, okay, who treat everything sort of basically like their group chat. I think we can all admit that our group chats are somewhat like that, and there does not need to be children in that situation. And Ava and Milk or whoever else on Mr. Beast's team, including Jimmy or James, whatever, Donaldson, should have known that and should have operated on that accord. Come to your own conclusions, but this is just like my logical viewpoint from all the stuff I have digested in this situation. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye!